An important aspect of these plants is reproduction. Plants have different ways of reproducing now that life has evolved, and based on if they have spores or not. Since ferns have spores, their spores get released into the air, carried by either wind or an animal, and dropped off at a location. A spore is both the female and male reproductive organs in which they are able to replicate themselves so they can clone. Making a clone of themselves is known as asexual reproduction, which is an affiliation with spore-producing plants that have the same genetic material as the parent plant. Fertilization in the spore-producing plants occur after the spore dispersal, and once they are in perfect condition, the gametophyte phase begins.
For our group, we decided that it would be a good idea to put our petri dish in the school's greenhouse because there's plenty of light and water. We expected that it was the perfect location for our fern spores, but there were complications. Our spores were damaged because they were engulfed in water, which ultimately caused the spores to fall out of the petri dish. Due to this complication, we didn't get to collect data for our fern.
Since we weren't able to grow our fern, here are the steps we would have taken to properly grow it. The key to grow a fern is lighting and humidity. Therefore, we plan to put our fern in the greenhouse so it can attain the proper humidity and lighting. For watering, our plan was to water the fern every time the top of the soil was dry, thus watering until water comes out of the bottom of the pot. We would also mist the leaves occasionally with room temperature water, and if the leaves were to become yellow, that means we'd be watering it too much, and if the leaves were turning brown, then we were not giving it enough water. Overall, since we were not able to watch the process of our fern grow, here are the steps we would have taken.
Using another group's data, we concluded that if the fern is given a sufficient amount of sunlight and moisture, then it will grow from the spores.